to talk about this. This feels like a very Bill Simmons question, so I'll ask it to you. Do we have an all-star game problem in pro sports today? Because we saw it with the NBA this past weekend. A lot of complaining, how do we fix the all-star game? A lot of people shaking their fists at the sky. You know, what has gone wrong with the all-star game? I had no idea this many people were upset about this, but it does feel like in the NFL, we have it with the Pro Bowl. Obviously, MLB has had their issues. NHL, reinventing it at some level, and then the NBA. So is it a large issue for every sport, or is it specific to the NBA?
I think it's to everybody.
Okay.
And Bill hit on this too. It's like, it just doesn't feel that special anymore. That's part of it. And I think the other part of it is it's confusing. Like, let's take the Saturday Night Live special that was over the weekend. I haven't really watched a ton of SNL, to be honest, in the last 10 years, but I can flip that on, and even if I don't recognize everybody, I know what's going on.
You know, signposts. Here's the monologue.
Here's the monologue. Here's the sketch. You know, that kind of thing.
Act,
yeah,
right.
Exactly. I turn on the NBA All-Star Weekend, and I'm like,
here's Mr. Beast.
Who are Shaq's OGs? Like, what does that mean? Wait, they're playing a tournament so that they can win the All-Star game? That's happening, and I just think when you take normie sports fans, and this has happened in the NFL, it's happened a little bit in MLB, when you take normie sports fans and you show them a product that they do not recognize immediately, you're going to get some people going, what are we watching? And why am I watching this? We already have a problem. We know these guys don't really want to play hard in this game. They don't want to try. So that's already a deterrent. And then when you make it really strange, you just turn a lot of people off. And just a lot of people struggle. I could just watch a movie. I could turn on Netflix. I could do something else.
And like you said, if you were an NBA All-Star fan or just a fan of the NBA casually and you hadn't watched an All-Star game since Kyrie Irving won it back in 2014, the All-Star game MVP, and you tuned into 2025, you would not even know what was, I mean, you would say, what even is this? Why are there 4 different teams? What happened to East versus West, right? Like, it has gone so drastically, like, trying to fix it has changed it so drastically that, like, a normal fan doesn't even recognize it at any level, which I feel like is also part of the problem. Trying to fix it has created more problems than solutions.
Totally, and I think this one felt like 25% worse than the normal for one reason. We didn't just have the complaints about the All-Star game. As soon as LeBron James dropped out, then we got the complaints about load management,
right,
which is a big thing with the NBA and a real killer for the NBA. Nobody likes that. Fans don't like it. People that watch on TV don't like it. People, God forbid, that buy tickets and show up and their favorite player doesn't play, they don't like it. So you're taking something that's kind of haunting the NBA and then you bring it into the All-Star game. Like, oh no, this isn't just about a once-a-year event. It's about something we're worried about kind of all the time.
And that's why I think it became such a big talking point, because it was that. It was also the fact that every single person that watches the NBA, their number one complaint, it feels like today, is something around the three-point shooting, energy, and effort. So in an All-Star game, a lot of people are jacking threes, and a lot of people aren't giving energy and effort.
At all.
Yeah,
None.
right, because it's an All-Star game.
Yeah.
And it's basically for the corporate sponsors. And if you watched it, you could tell who it was for, because it wasn't for the players. They were yawning and giving thumbs down and telling the TNT crew to get off the court for half of the time.
I mean, Draymond Green was on television running down the All-Star format. This doesn't typically happen with a network that is televising the game.
Well, let's talk about that, because this is in your wheelhouse. This is something that you watch from the bird's eye view from the media landscape. Was this something where TNT, there's been some people that have kind of read between the lines, was TNT dumping this product as sort of a lame duck situation, a lame duck asset? Like, was that the takeaway, or was it just a total mishandling of the situation?
I don't think you pull the keys off the keyboards on the way out, like you're leaving the White House or something like that.
You don't take the W away before W comes in.
I don't really see the upside in that. Like, it is still their property for a weekend.
Yes.
But the problem is nobody wants to watch that game.
Nobody. And the players don't want to play in it. I actually had an unnamed player who was there at All-Star Weekend who I talked to and I asked about the experience. He said the problem, in his opinion, with the NBA and sort of the coverage of it all, he's like, watch the All-Star game. The TNT guys are the stars. We're over here as like the ancillary characters that basically come in, play a little basketball. Then it's back to the multimedia stars, the Mr. Beast of the world, insert the new streamer, the Twitch streamer that everybody loves, Kai Cenat, whoever it is. Those guys are treated like stars of the show. And then the players are sitting over there like, what's going on here? We're supposed to be showcasing the All-Stars. Instead, we're showcasing these people that have attached themselves to the NBA brand. It's a very strange thing.
It's so weird. I was sitting there watching. I was like, would anything here be better than KD and Luka playing a game of horse that they actually cared about? Like, really trying. That's it. And I know horse has kind of been part of All-Star Weekend before, but let's say they just went out there and they were like, I'm going to beat you at horse. Would any of this be better than that? I think the answer is no.
Yeah.
Like, I would rather watch that or give me any combination of NBA players.
A free throw competition. Like
anything.
Yeah. And then you got a skills competition that Wemby and Chris Paul, they kind of, tried to game the game. There was some frustration there.
Disqualified.
And then a lot of people pointed the finger at Chris Paul, and Chris Paul then says, your future face of the league actually came up with this gimmick to game the game, which has caused even more angst and frustration.
Allie LaForce got chased away when she tried to get some answers by some official.
Oh my goodness.
That was so weird.
It just felt like everything felt like it was like independent operators, right? And then all in all, the whole branding just felt very messy. So the NBA took a bit of a hit this weekend.